This review is on the movie Black Beach. I'm the angry guy. I'm going to tell you like it is. Please keep in mind, this film has portrayed how a private enterprise in Africa could have similar values. Both have corrupted governments, corrupted politicians, and can you believe it? Corrupt oil companies too. Woo! With those devastating similarities, it all comes at a cost in this film, with human lives. The film is about Carlos, who thinks his life is charmed by having a loving wife who's carrying their firstborn, working at a firm in Brussels with a hint in the air there might be a promotion for Carlos, including moving to New York, where his wife always wanted to live and raise a family. It's not what you call blackmail. It's what true company men and company women think. It's nothing personal. It's just business. Yeah, what you're behind into. Carlos' promotion looms in the air at his American company, so the owner dangles a carrot in front of him by telling him if he's successful negotiating for an engineer who has been kidnapped in a remote African island country, Carlos and his wife can spend the rest of their days in New York. Wow. His boss goes on convincing Carlos this trip shouldn't be too bad because he has worked there before and he should have several friends who have or locals that could help him physically and with information. Oh, what a web we weave when we practice to deceive. This might be some spoilers, but wish I knew some of these items before watching the film Black Beach. Then it wouldn't have seemed so complicated and fucking confusing. The first meeting Carlos had when arriving in Africa, most people were wearing sheep's clothing. Wow, Carlos isn't really sent there to rescue a kidnapped engineer. Carlos had a serious girlfriend, Eve, and a best friend, Calixto, when he worked there for his company years ago. Carlos finds out some astonishing news about his old girlfriend, about the film. The main character never changed his expression. He looked like he was always thinking about taking a shit or something, man. For me, details are what makes the film, and plus good music. But there were so many details and the overflow of the info was slowly dripping out of my ears. The cinematography was A+, and I have no idea how they set up some of those sets. They looked intimidating and dangerous. The budget had to be huge for all the extras, military choppers, vehicles, unless it was all CGI somehow. I don't know. There was a bad editing, especially towards the end of the film. The film starts skipping chunks of time towards the end. In my humble opinion, Carlos would have been dead several times, especially being a white dude in a third world country. There was some unbelievable bullshit during the movie, too. Carlos worked in this area before, but how in the world did he know all these obscure locations to find different people? It seemed when he arrived back in Africa, he knew everyone knew him. Yeah, right, sure. What really frosted my nuts was when Carlos drove his Ferrari into a sketchy market area, parked his car, got out, leaving his window open. Gee whiz, what the pickles. Talking about an attitude. What about when Carlos went inside an all-black prison and he began to tell the black guards what to do? I don't think so, man. Carlos made promises he shouldn't have. In other words, the longer I got to know Carlos, the more I thought he was a damn liar. As the bodies were stacking up because of Carlos's actions, he just kept saying he was sorry to the people who knew the poor souls. The film was a good example of how greedy companies treat the poor, or how giant companies take what they want from a third world country. An alphabetic score, I give the film Blacks a C, because I didn't know what the fuck was going on half the time. Thank you for subscribing.